All right, you guys, I want to talk about a couple of points to help you guys get through hard times, to get through your struggles, get through whatever pain you're dealing with. God knows there's so many people that are out there struggling right now. And I just want to use a little bit of my story and some talking points to help you to get through what you're dealing with. So, I've talked about my story a bit on my channel. My biggest thing was overcoming alcoholism and all of the underlying factors that come with alcoholism that in so many cases, whether it's drug addiction or other addictions, there's always underlying factors that have to be addressed after you remove your vice. This is what so many people don't understand about getting clean and then changing their lives afterwards. That's actually what has to happen, or else the underlying root issue of why somebody abuses a substance or has an addiction is never handled. So, I titled the video, "Do Not Suppress the Pain That You Are Going Through," meaning you have to stop the vice that you're leaning on to deal with the pain that you're struggling with. And that pain could be so many things. It could be losing a loved one. It could be maybe you had a tough childhood coming up. There's so many things, so many different things why people abuse drugs and alcohol. And so the biggest thing that you got to understand when it comes to overcoming pain, one of my mentors puts it this way. He says, wisdom is pain overcome. And what that means is overcoming the pain. That's like all the hard times that you've gone through. If you can get to the other side of that, the hard times turn out to be life's greatest blessings. And I know that from experience, but it's hard to just portray that to somebody and say that's really how it is, because these hard times are actually life's greatest teacher. If all of us were, I guess just doing nothing and spending time on a beach and just living the good life, you wouldn't learn anything from that, okay? I mean, for me, going through what I went through and the transitional period that ensued, it took a handful of years. It took 2-3 years to get through to the other side, and it was very painful. And in the beginning, it felt like something that I didn't know how I was going to get through it and continue to live a normal life, but I did. And that transitional period ended up being the most important event and the most important time period that I've had to date. And it's through the lowest of lows where you really get to know yourself, or where some people like to say God, where you get to know God. But I say getting to know yourself and God, it's the same thing. And there'll be a point when you're going through it. You got to understand there's going to be a point in the future down the road where you'll look back and you'll understand that you actually needed to go through this, because you needed to go through it because there's lessons underlying that you have to pick up on and change your life around. So whatever it is, and if it's an addiction related thing, or if it's drugs, alcohol, whatever, I would encourage you to don't let people label you. If you got to go to the damn psychiatrist and they're going to try to give you X, Y, and Z, drug A, B, and C, whatever, don't let them label you or condition or any of that. You have to take the high road, and you have to change your life. You have to change your habits. You have to undo all of the bad habits that you have and replace them with positive habits. That's how you're going to start to address the underlying issues. That's a huge side of it, and I'm telling you from experience. The other thing too is that it's a different viewpoint that I'm taking here, that I'm trying to get across to you, that these problems that seem so big, and the biggest problems that you have in your life, right? I don't care how big they are, but you have to stop viewing them as problems, because if you can get to the other side of your so-called problem or your issue, all the answers lie on you getting to the other side of that by experiencing the pain that you're going through and absorbing it and starting to understand why you're feeling it. If you're just suppressing it all the time with your vice of choice, then you're never going to get to the other side of it. All the answers are on the other side of that problem that you're experiencing right now. So experience it. Feel the feelings. My God, it's like nobody, especially in our society today, there's a drug for every damn feeling that you have. Oh, you're feeling this way? Oh, you got to try this. Oh, get your doctor prescribed on this. It's like, oh my God, you're never going to get to the answer. And if you're a spiritual person, you got to understand that God has everything laid out for you already. You just don't know it. Everything you're worked up about is already worked out on the other side. You just have to get there without your vice. So that's one of the biggest things. You gotta quit viewing your problem as problems, and you gotta stop caving to your problems with your vice of choice. And that's pretty much the biggest thing you got to do. So the point, I guess, of this video is, obviously, don't suppress the pain. But the whole point is, at the end of the day, you go through these pain points, and what it's doing is it's molding you into the individual that can overcome anything. I've gone through so much shit already at a young age. I'm 31 now. And half the shit that people really think are like big problems, I just let it rub off, because I have a certain level of understanding and overcoming so many different things. I have like a sense of calmness in all situations. And I wasn't always that way. It's just something, it's a mindset that I've created from the person that I've created. So that's what you got to understand. What all of this is about is you're molding yourself into that individual that can handle any circumstance and understand that there's a reason for what you're going through. Hope this helps. Good luck out there.